Hey there, I'm Brandon. This is the Dirt Church Devotional. I think we all understand how important it is for us to go through life doing it right. We know that there's people watching us to see how we act and how we react, and it's powerful how we live our lives. But I think maybe it's even more powerful how we live our lives in the bad times than in the good times. It's really easy to be happy. It's really easy to rejoice and be a good person when things are good. But what about when things are bad? In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say it might be even more important, more powerful, the way that we die versus the way that we live. Let me explain what I'm talking about. On the day that Jesus was crucified, we're told that there was two other thieves. I shouldn't say other. There was two thieves that were also crucified with him, one on the right and one on the left. And it's interesting, in Matthew and Mark's account, they both say that both of the thieves mocked Jesus and ridiculed him and said, hey, if you really are the Savior, save yourself and save us and get us down off these crosses. And they joined in with the priests and everybody else. Both of them say that both mocked him. But Luke says something different. Luke says that while one mocked, the other one rebuked the mocker, said, hey, don't you get it? We deserve what's happening to us, but this guy hasn't done anything wrong. And then he turned to Jesus and said, Jesus, remember me when you come in to your kingdom. And Jesus' response to him was, this day you'll be with me in paradise. And why is there this difference? Why is there, two guys saying that they were both cussing him and one guy saying that one cussing? I'll submit this to you. I think they both started out cussing Jesus. They both started out angry. They both started out mocking him. But as the day went on and they watched how Jesus reacted, something changed. They saw this man who was beaten beyond recognition, according to Isaiah, who was suffering at the hands of the priests and the Pharisees, and they knew, at least Pilate knew that it was out of jealousy, that he wasn't fighting back, he wasn't cussing back, he wasn't yelling. In fact, one of the only things that's recorded that he said while the Romans are driving the spikes in his hands and in his feet was this: Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. He asked God to forgive those that were murdering him because they didn't know. Oh, they knew how to kill people, but they didn't realize exactly what it was that they were doing. They didn't realize the depths of depravity that they had sunk into. They watched Jesus tell John, hey, this is your mother, and Mary, this is your son. Excuse me. Something happened, is what I'm saying, on that cross while Jesus died. Something took place that caused one of the thieves to go, whoa, there's something different here. This is not a bad man. There's something that caused some kind of a conviction in the heart of that thief who was on his deathbed to say, whoa, I got it wrong. Turn and rebuke his fellow thief and turn to Jesus and say, remember me. In essence, what he was saying is, I'm sorry, I messed up, forgive me. Something happened there in the way that Jesus died that was more powerful, perhaps, at least to that thief, than the way that Jesus lived. We don't know how many times that thief had seen Jesus before. They had been in the same town, the same proximity. Maybe the thief had heard Jesus, but we don't know. But we do know that they had an experience while they were both dying. There's more evidence that something happened while Jesus was dying in the way that he died that was powerful, because upon his death, even one of the Roman soldiers, I think it was the Centurion, the guy that was in charge, his response upon Jesus' death was, wow, this really was the Son of God. Something powerful happened. Why? Because Jesus was consistent, because Jesus exuded that love and that forgiveness on the absolute worst day and last day of his life. So here's the challenge for you and me. Let's live our lives out loud for God, for Jesus Christ on the good days, but let's also live it out loud for Him on the bad days. Let's make sure that we're consistent on the worst days of our lives, because that's really where the rubber hits the road. And even up into the point of death, when we're taking our last breath, let that be a testimony to those around us. There's also other good news for those that aren't believers yet. Man, you can be changed by the gospel of Jesus Christ even now, even on your last day. Even if 15 minutes beforehand you're cussing him out, you can have a heart change and be transformed and be forgiven. All right, that's all I got. Chew on that for a bit. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.